Hey everybody, what's up? It's IfUdidwoodU. I haven't done a video like this in a long time. Alright, so here, see me, I'm standing like I did on the side of the tank talking to you guys. It's a great. I love doing videos for you guys. You know what? Hold on a second. Alright, so over the weekend I went to Bruce Pets and I picked up a few items for the tank, a few new livestock and lots of equipment. Today I'm going to be going over a lot of people have questions about which they should use. Yep, we guessed it. Oh my god. You guessed it, it's the Tunze Osmolator. It's probably, in my point of view, the best auto top-off device in the market right now. So I'm going to be going over that in detail, and I have it hooked up to, it's not a Kalkwasser reactor, but it's basically I'm running Kalkwasser off the auto top-off, but not in the auto top-off reservoir. And I'll get to that in a little bit. So, come with me, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit about Tunze Osmolator and do a detailed review on it all in this video. So stay tuned.
Hey, Macklemore, can we go thrift shopping?
What?
So, as many of you know, auto top-off devices are devices that top off the tank for you, which means they add in fresh water to the tank. Because when water evaporates from your saltwater tank, like it does from any aquarium, only pure fresh water evaporates. That's the only thing that evaporates from saltwater, freshwater, pop, anything. Just throw the pop. Pure water is the only thing that evaporates. So if you put salt water back into your tank, you see your salinity rise. That's not a good thing. So if pure fresh water evaporates, you want to put pure fresh water back into the tank, and that's what an auto top-off does. So you buy an auto top-off device, and it would usually come with a pump and a unit. And I'll show you another kind, which is just a float thing, but the Tunze Osmolator uses an electrical eye, so it's very precise. Like any movement that we can barely see with our eye, the electrical eye will pick up. It's very precise. The salinity stays stable. Like you will never see a drop in the water level. So that's real nice. And it comes, well, let me pull out the box. This is the Tunze Osmolator. And I have it hooked up with calcium dispenser, which is basically Kalkwasser. So I'm gonna get down below the tank and I'm gonna show you guys kind of what's going on. Okay, so back here you see a whole bunch of things, and I'm gonna go over this reactor with you. In some days to come. The thing is, I have a MaxiJet 1200 on it, and it's barely even like moving. You can just see the surface of it moving. If I go this, you can see it's doing some stuff, but it's like not picking it up. All right. Here's the unit itself. As you see, right now the water's level. And this is right here what powers it all. The electrical eye and the float switch. Because think about it. Say the electrical eye fails. For some reason, I don't know why, the electrical eye fails. It's going to switch and use the float switch. Because think about it. If one thing failed for one reason, the other's probably not going to fail for the same reason. It's only using logic, which I like. So, with 2 magnets, it hooks up the unit and with right there the electrical eye and the float switch. So I'm gonna show you where it all starts. Okay. So when the electrical eye or the float switch senses that the water is a little bit low, the unit, it's going to send a signal to that unit that's saying, hey, turn this pump on. This pump is going to come on, and it's going to run down this black air tube, and it's going to pump fresh water into the aquarium. So this is the reservoir. Now, some people say, if you're going to do kalkwasser, put it in your auto top-off reservoir. I'm going to show you why not to do that. So it pumps the water through here. Over into this calcium dispenser for the Tunze Osmolator. Now, what you do is you put kalkwasser in this, and then you add your water, shake it up a little bit, and is what's gonna do, it's gonna, see, it comes in right here, and each time it comes in, it's gonna stir up a little bit of this kalkwasser, get it around in there, and it'll shoot the water out this way, right here. And on the end of this, you see a little thing. That means that when it kicks off, it's not gonna siphon this water down back into the tank. Okay, it only lets water pass through with a certain amount of pressure, and the siphon isn't that much pressure, so it doesn't do it. So yeah, it's really precise. It works really, really well, and I totally recommend the Tunze Osmolator. I've never ever heard of one failing in the on position, which means that if it did, it would flood your tank. It has these 2 things, and see, if I were to pick this float switch up, you hear a little beep. Okay, that means that the water is too high. So I'm going to pick it up again and watch this little LED. It's going to flip over there. And that is indicating it's going to sends an alarm, says, hey, Jacob, the water's too high. And I'm going to come over there, I see the problem. Or whatever, because the water usually doesn't get too high with an auto top-off system, it'll only get low. Now, I also told you that I'd go over the different kind of auto top-off system, which is this, and I don't use this. That was in my old tank, because right here, this little thing right there, that was the old, this right here, that was the whole sump for my other tank. And then we had, for the big tank, we added this portion. So, in here you'll see some clerp algae, some chaetomorpha. I'm going to get to that in a different video, all about refugiums. Right there, see that float switch? This is what happens there. Let's say the water level is right here, right below the float switch. It's going to float, that little black thing, that floats. So it's going to float right on the water. And when the water goes down, when it evaporates, it obviously goes down with the water level. Okay, because the water's evaporating, so that float, it's going to float on top of the water. It keeps going down. As it goes down, it lets open a little thing. So as it goes down like this, float switch goes down, it opens up a little bit for water to go through. Water passes through. As it passes through, it rises up. Now, I don't like this because sometimes it'll pass through if the, even when it's level and way up, it'll still pass through. I had this happen to me, and I had the sump overflow. That really sucked. So I ditched that. I'm like, you know what? I had that happen like 5 times. And one time it didn't even turn on, and I got really low, and just, I don't recommend it, but if you need an auto top off, I guess you can use that. So there you go. That's about auto top offs right there, guys. So the Tunze Osmolator. Okay. It has very, very detailed directions, even though I could do it on my own. If you need directions, it's very, very precise. And just follow along and get to the page you need that you're stuck on or whatever. And it even comes with an extra set of magnets. Say one of your magnets ends up breaking, you know, the magnet that clamps to the side of the tank and keeps your electrical eye and float switch together. Say one of those breaks. You can just, this goes your electrical eye, you can put back on the other part right over here and just clamp them back together. So Tunze made it so it's really, really simple for everybody. And even if you have a failure, you have an extra magnet. How good is that? So that's a big plus. It even comes with extra little things. These are little like rubber things that you put right here, and it helps it not slide the magnets, so the magnets don't slide. Tunze's great. I really recommend them. The Osmolator is a very great auto top-off device, and I totally recommend it, even though it can be pretty pricey. So, calc washer. Dosing calc washer can really help if you have a tank full of SPS corals. And I'll show you in a different video an update after I went to Bruce Pets and I got some new things. Really nice corals. But anyways, that's for a different video. And then there's this calcium dispenser. Oh yeah, I thought I would. So, if, like some people say, put your calc washer in the auto top-off reservoir with a pump. Well, that's a really bad idea. And this comes with the calcium dispenser, by the way. So, why not do that? Well, think about it. If you put that in there, your pump is going to get a whole bunch of calcium chloride all over it, and it's going to just break the pump. Like a whole bunch of that little salt debris you see sometimes. It's going to get all over the pump and it's going to break it. So that's why you have this, and it will, yeah, so it's not near the pump, so it's not going to destroy the pump, because that's a pretty important tool to an auto top off. So, comes with a good supply of calcium, or calc washer, I'm sorry. And then even a rail. I didn't need a rail, I just had a clamp. But it comes with a rail too, if you want to slide it on and off easy. I didn't want to do that. Really good sets of directions and everything. And obviously it's calc washer mix. So calc washer really helps. If you want to see a detailed video on calc washer, a very detailed video, check out Mr. Saltwater Tank, or just go to YouTube and search The King of All Additives. It's by Mr. Saltwater Tank, and he has a great video on how to dose calc washer. But he doesn't do it using this. He uses a different, he puts it in his reservoir, but he keeps his pump, you know, a little above the little, where the calc washer is, down at the bottom there. But say the pump were to fall, then it would be trashed. So yeah. Yep. So thank you guys. I'm going to be doing, the next video is going to be a review, just like this one, on Two Little Fishies Phosphane Reactor 550 with the MaxiJet 1200. Little story about it that I have that's interesting, and I'm running it with NPX Bioplastics. That's for a different video. So, thank you guys for joining me today. I'm IfUdidwoodU.
Goodwill. Poppin' tags. Yeah.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a comer. This is awesome. I'll wear your granddad's clothes. I look incredible. I'm in this big coat from that thrift shop down the road. I'll I'll wear your granddad's clothes.
Damn right.
I look incredible.
Hey, come on, man.
I'm in this big coat
Big ass
from
coat.
that thrift shop down the
Let's go,
road.
come on.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a comer. This is awesome.
Is that your grandma's coat?